Describe this episode in one word.
Surprising.
Hey, welcome to Following the Flowers YouTube channel. Of course, we are back with another review of MAFS. Married at First Sight. I'm Nico.
And I'm Janice.
And together we are Janico. And this is one of our favorite shows that we like to talk about. We kind of, it's a new thing in general with TV shows now. Like, you got to wait for the other person to watch certain stuff. This is one of the shows that I think that we're like that with. So without further ado, we are on episode 6. That is not 6.
7.
6. And this week on the episode, they are rounding up their honeymoon in Puerto Rico. And so we're going to talk about that because there's a lot of interesting things that happen. Some people will just kind of annoy the heck out of me. Some people I'm thinking like they could actually make it. So first and foremost, who are we going to start with?
Well, we're starting with where the episode starts, and that's with Mark and Lindsay.
Okay, so Mark and Lindsay. Now, I know you had mentioned this. Lindsay showed a different side to her this episode.
She did.
She showed restraint.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
No.
I guess it is.
Restraint is a word. Restraint is not.
Hush up. She showed restraint. That's it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
so
close enough.
That's what she showed. But anyway, I thought that she did a really good job showing another side of herself, and I thought it was really good. And I think that's what Mark needed to see, her kind of that balance, because she can be like rah, 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 rah all the time. But this episode, she was very more like, I'm letting you take the lead. I'm going to kind of fall back a little bit, but still be herself, but not like jump in and be so aggressive. What do you think?
Well, first off, I was glad that Mark prayed. I was like, okay, Mark, 2 points for love.
Can we talk about both of them in the prayer?
Yeah, she's more like Greek Orthodox, like,
but
she does have some type of religious background, I guess.
The beautiful thing about it is when somebody asks you to pray, you never heard them do anything like that.
Yeah.
And they said, oh yeah, absolutely, let's do it. It was the reaction that I got from her when he asked. She was like, absolutely, let's do it. And then they start to talk about what they would want to do with their kids. And one of the things I love that she said is, she grew up in the church a lot, and she's up and willing to go to church with her kids. But when they get to a certain age, and she may have them, allow them to have their own, opinion and stuff like that. So I thought it was good. I thought it showed a very different side of her. And I actually do like Lindsay. I just think everybody can't do Lindsay. And but I thought that was a good thing. And I love Mark Duchart. I love him. Yeah,
I think this episode, Mark was going through a lot because he's in the process of getting evicted from his apartment. Luckily, they're getting ready to move into the show apartment, so he'll have somewhere to lay his head. But in the process of him dealing with that and like the mother figure that's like his landlord, Lindsay was seeing what was going on, and she really stepped up and was like, look, you can move your stuff in to my place, take what you need into the apartment that we're going to be staying in for the next few weeks. And then we'll figure it all out. And if you got to stay with me afterwards, then we'll do that. So she really stepped up to the plate and showed like she was down for him. And that, she was going to help and be there for him however possible. And also got to give Lindsay her credit, because when they had the dinner, and Alyssa was going on her rant, being Alyssa, and Lindsay made a face, and Alyssa was like, don't make a face like that when I'm talking. Lindsay did not take the bait. She was just like,
and what she said was very true. For people who don't have a good poker face, their I guess their alternative to not having a good poker face is to really just say what you want to say in the moment. And a lot of times, I think that's what it is for her. She's like, I can't fake how I feel, so I'm just gonna say how I feel, and it's just gonna come out like that. So I thought that was really good. Also, I want to hit on something that you just talked about. I love the way she stepped in and just kind of like really like handled that situation. She already had a game plan. She was like, don't stress, this is our honeymoon, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna do this, I'm gonna help you through this. We're gonna get your stuff, we're gonna bring it over here, we're gonna go back to the park, we're gonna fix that later. And it, to me, that showed me that she is really in it with them. And I think a lot of men, and I can speak for myself, it's good when you feel like your spouse is in it with you, whatever you're going through. So I love that. So shout out to them. I'm excited to see where they go. I know they're gonna have some tic tacs and some blow ups and stuff like that, but I think the episode just really showed a different side of both of them for me. So that was good.
Yep. And also just to note, he's not getting evicted like because he didn't pay his rent or nothing like that. Apparently there's a bed bug issue, and also he can't have the cats there anymore. So we're going to see how that all unfolds with all the cats in the apartment, but they're going to give it a go. So that's that. So the next couple up is Olajuwon and Katina. Yeah. They started out, all the couples were doing like activities together to bond and get to know each other. So Olajuwon and Katina decided to go horseback riding. Katina was very apprehensive to do anything with the horse. Riding the horse, was already scared going up to it. And of course, Olajuwon, being Olajuwon, was just like, come on, we're going to do this. Like, don't be scared. If the horse wanted to throw you, it would have thrown you already. Like, and she's just like, yeah, it's a lot. So I think it was a good learning lesson for both of them, for Katina to express her needs. And like, when I want you to push me and I want you to encourage me, but let's not get crazy. And if I tell you I'm uncomfortable, I need you to listen to that. I need you to back down a little bit. Yeah. He can be a lot.
Yeah, he could definitely be a lot. And I think he actually said he can be a lot, and she agreed. But the biggest thing for me was the fact that I think, you can push somebody to be their best selves, but you don't want to push them over the edge. And I think that's where he has to find the line.
Know when to say when.
Yeah, he has to know when to stop.
Yeah.
And say, okay, because he's a lot of energy. Olajuwon's a lot of energy. And just like Lindsay, he's another person I feel like either you can do him or you can't.
Yep, that's true.
It's like you can't be with Olajuwon all day.
Or he can't be on 10 all the time.
Yeah, like you can't be on 10 all the time. So I like the fact that I think they have balance. I think they are both physically attracted to each other. And I think Katina, I like Katina because she's actually taking it slow. She's expressed that she likes him. She's physically attracted to him, but they're not. But he's being patient with her on her timeline, and I think they're going to be okay. I like them. I know, y'all, I didn't really like them at first, but it's still early. We only on episode 6, and that could be changing by episode 8.
That's true, because just when you start to fall in love with a couple,
they do something stupid.
Like next episode, somebody locks somebody out, leave them in the street. So you just never know.
Yeah, you got to do Jose like that.
I'm just telling you. And it happened though, and it did. Yeah. But I think it was also funny to see how much Olajuwon was like Team Chris. Like in this whole Alyssa and Chris situation, Olajuwon was very like, Chris, my dude. That's a good dude. Like Team Chris all the way.
Everybody should be Team Chris, to be honest with you.
Man, look.
Because at that table, which we're gonna get to, Olajuwon, first of all, you can tell a lot of people are tipsy.
Yeah.
Because Olajuwon's eyes were glossy. He was just looking like, I'm hot, I'm tipsy, and I don't know what to say at this point because it's mad awkward that y'all are talking.
And having a whole
we might as well talk about them now because let's just go ahead and talk about the table scene because that's what everybody want to talk about anyway. That was awkward for me, and I wasn't even at the table.
But for Alyssa and Chris, I just every time they get to this couple. I just scratch my head. I'm just like, why?
You can't even call them a couple. Alyssa just finds him repulsive. She doesn't like him in any way. She never gave him the opportunity. And I respect the fact that Katina was kind of like, hey, girl, I'm cool with you, but this is where I see it. Take it as it is. You never gave him the opportunity to show himself. Let's be honest. You were turned off by him the minute you turned that corner to come down the aisle.
Yep.
And that's what it really was. And I think she never cared about anything else. And on top of that, she brought up another good subject point, and that's Katina, when she said, you allow other people to paint a picture of your husband. She didn't say them in these words, but this is how I took it. You allow other people or other family members to paint a picture of somebody that you should be trying to get to know.
Yeah.
But because you let them paint a picture after that reception and she talked to people, that's when the whole thing turned and she was like, oh, I just don't feel comfortable because of things that other people said. That is concerning when it comes to a marriage, because at the end of the day, you should care what the person has to say and not what everybody else is saying. That's why you keep people out of your marriage. But that's just
I mean, no, I don't think that their friends or anybody was ill-intentioned. I think
no, I don't say
or that it was like they invited people into their marriage.
It's kind of like when the family has things to say, they'd be like, Jasmina is a very good person, but she could be bossy.
Yeah.
Like if somebody says that and like Alyssa was like, oh, bossy. Oh, no, I'm done. It's like, just relax. Like, like I'm pretty sure your friends and family said something about you that wasn't the greatest thing, but he didn't run. So yeah, I
think that just the whole situation is crazy. Like Alyssa's focus now is clearly just on spending time with the girls. Like this is like turned into a friendship bonding show for her, and she's just like was so upset at the fact that when they talked about moving in together, that Chris's only option was like, I'm living there, period. And either you can move in with me or you don't. And what she really wanted to happen.
They just look so
right. She felt like he was just being so aggressive in his hand gestures. Like, to me, I'm like, it's not like his friend said he was a rapist. Right, it's not like his friend said he's a woman beater. Like, what is it that makes you so uncomfortable about living with this man? They usually put them in 2-bedroom apartments. So it's not like you're going to have to sleep in the same bed. Like, there's a good chance there's 2 separate rooms and y'all could just live there and cohabitate.
Like
but anyway,
Chris said, if you don't want to be in it, just leave. And the thing is, this
she
is
don't
what's
want to
concerned.
look bad. She's making herself look bad and not wanting to look bad.
She doesn't want to look bad, but she doesn't, if I could be 100% honest, she doesn't want to lose out on the opportunity of the show. That's what it is. Because if you're not feeling me from the jump, if you're so repulsed by me, and you know this ain't it, that's why she can't give him an answer every time he asks, is it a yes or no? Is it a 0 or 1%?
Yeah.
She can't say. Why? Because she knows that she says 0%. That's it.
Yeah.
He said he's done, which means if one person leaves the show, they don't need you for the show no more.
No, they're still gonna film because I think they charged them. There's a fee. Like they had a hefty fee if they decide to walk and say, I'm done. But the thing is, Alyssa ain't hurting for money because clearly she bought 10 wedding dresses before the wedding even started. So I don't think it's necessarily she's trying to get famous or she's trying to get the spotlight. I think she is really the most concerned about her image. She is so concerned about how she's coming off because God knows if I hear one more time this girl say, I'm a nice person. I'm a good person. Girl, like if you have the right, like you should not have to keep defending how good of a person you are. Like, it's just ridiculous. And then she's like, it's all this gaslighting between her and the producers of like trying to make him look bad so she looks less bad, but then she's trying to make it seem like he's the one making her look bad. It's just a lot. It's just, I'm just ready for somebody to just call it quits, and let's not waste our time on this couple anymore.
She's so annoying to me. Just say, if you don't want to be in a relationship, just say it.
She's more worried about the relationship with the girls than she is with him.
Yeah,
she could care less about him, but she's like, I don't want to lose the girlfriends. I want to be there so that if they want to all hang out, we can go get drinks together. Girl, find their phone numbers and go meet them somewhere else. You ain't got to stay in the apartment building to be friends with them.
Exactly. So yeah. Next. Oh man, they didn't drain me.
Listen, next on the list, probably another. Well, we'll save the other couple then if you're drained. Noe and Steve. I don't feel like there's really much to update with them. They're such a sweet couple. Yeah. Like they're so cute. I love how they're getting to know each other, how they're taking their time, but they're still affectionate with each other. They had the whole water scene where that was their activity. They went to a waterfall and Noe doesn't know how to swim. So he was trying to teach her how to swim. That was a cute moment. Like, it still surprises me that she doesn't know how to swim. I thought that was just a Black people thing, but hey, but
it's like, not a Black people thing. It's a lot of people who don't know how to swim. Some people are just afraid of water. That is such a stereotype. It is.
Is it?
I mean, yes, there are a good number of Black people that know how to swim, but we don't realize that there's also a good bit of white people who don't know how to swim either, just because we're not around a lot of them. So that's why.
I've seen my fair share of white people, and I'm just saying, everyone I've known knows.
And she's not even white.
But anyway, I know she's not white. That's what I'm saying. But even with other cultures, but I digress. It was still cute. I think they're cute, and I think that they're gonna do well. Hopefully there's no big blow-ups. Hopefully there's no big roller coaster moment. Like, I think they just stay the course and keep doing what they're doing. I think they're going to do really well.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I like them as a couple, and I think they have a very good future if they stay on the course that they're on. So yeah, I'm with them.
All right, last up is Jasmina and Mike.
I'm confused.
Why?
Because I thought they would be better than where they're at on episode 6, but like I was telling you when we were watching, there seems to be some kind of disconnect. I do think they're physically attracted to each other. They just find, I don't know, they so nitpicky, and it's just like, it's exhausting to watch.
I don't think there's any chemistry. I think that they make sense on paper. I think that's what happened with a lot of these couples is you can have all the boxes checked on paper, but if there's no chemistry and there's no connection, it's not going to work. Yeah. Like, you can find Mr. Right, but if it ain't meshing well, it's not going to mesh well. I don't feel like this couple is meshing well, and I don't feel like they will. I feel like, this time in the show, like, if you've either made that connection during your honeymoon and it's going to flow over into real life and you figure out how to navigate real life with one another in the next couple of weeks. But I feel like the couples that don't make that connection on the honeymoon don't make it. Like, and I'm not even meaning connection like in a sexual, it's just like a chemistry. Like, I enjoy being with this person. I want to be affectionate with them. Like, they're mad cool. I don't feel like they have that. Like, they keep getting these stumbling blocks that happen when they're trying to get there. But I don't think the train is ever going to leave the station. Like, I just feel like they're both going to wind up being like, they're cool, but they just weren't cool for me. Like,
yeah, I think they're both cool people. I just have concerns about how cool are they for each other. Like on paper, like you said, they look like they would be perfect for each other. There's just some definitely big communication issues in that relationship.
I think in some ways they're too much alike.
Yeah, and
with their communication.
I'm waiting to see them get like physical, like romantically physical, not necessarily sex, but just more of like a kiss and a rub on the back and a real. I mean, we've seen them kiss and stuff like that, but because they kiss on the waterfall, they kiss in the waterfall and the thing. But I'm talking about more like hands on the thing, and just more like, you know, like stuff like this.
I think that Jasmina is very like, she's like most women, if she doesn't feel that emotional connection, the physical connection is not going to happen. And I feel like since day one, she's been worried about the emotional connection because of what his sister said, and that he's a glass half empty kind of guy. And then when he went ahead and was kind of getting, you know, loud or getting boisterous or talking to her in a way that she didn't appreciate, that's like strike 2 for him. Yeah. So it's like she's holding these things a sense like in the back of her mind, like, I can't really try to be lovey-dovey with you because like what happens if we get in an argument and you're gonna be negative or you're gonna be talking to me crazy. Like, she's still not getting over that stuff. And we still have to keep in mind too, it's only been like a week.
Right. So we still got 7 weeks left. And that's why I was saying a lot of things can change, especially when you get in that apartment together. Either it's going to blow up or it's going to bring them closer together. You know, because I wasn't a fan of Imani and Woody when they first got together. I thought Woody was the playboy. They seen Woody's like, he seemed like a great guy, but there's no way this dude is going to be able to settle down. But that changed.
But the difference though is Mike is a workaholic. And so I feel like if they can't make the time and the connection now without hitting these stumbling blocks, once he goes back into work mode in real life, or they're gonna be hitting all types of stumbling blocks because it's gonna be like, you're never here. We can't talk. What are we gonna do? It's gonna be a lot, I feel like, for them.
Well, that is our review, y'all, of MAFS season 14, episode 6, and it's gonna get mad interesting as they move into the apartments together. I think that's the next stage, and that's one of the episodes I look forward to, like, because that's when stuff really get real. You know, you come off the honeymoon. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a lot, but we broke it down for y'all in less than 20 minutes. I'm Nico.
And I'm Janice.
And this is Janico. This is Following the Flowers. Make sure this is your part. You do it.
Oh, I'm supposed to say this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead and like, follow, and subscribe our channel right here for more MAFS reviews. You can also follow us on Following the Flowers on Instagram. Stick around because we're going to be doing a lot more videos and a lot more stuff. Outside of just MAFS too.
Yeah, because our kids did something funny yesterday. I said, this is a YouTube moment.
They do a lot of things.
We should have did it. All right, y'all. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next week for much more review with MAFS, Married at First Sight. We out.